some guy that had a background like a king. I don't know. She was great. I had a lot of fun, but she was kind of crazy. Well, I wasn't happy down there. So I wrote to Dr. Mouse-Light, who was the Spanish teacher at McAllister, to find out how I could get back to McAllister. And so he wrote me, checked out what I would need to do and do all that. So I went back to McAllister my senior year and graduated then. My degree says economics, but all my courses, as you can see, are business related. I had to take economics 101 and some other things. I don't know how I got through those. Not my field. Oh, money and banking. Oh, never mind. Money and banking. Oh, those books are probably still in there. That was a joke.
Why? You didn't like that class?
Because the concept of all of that is not me. In fact, I think I took, was it audit? What is CPA stuff? What is
accounting?
Accounting. I got a D in accounting. I dropped accounting. I didn't know a debit from a credit. That was as far as I could go. That was not my field. Not that part of it. So anyway, but I had personnel management and sales, retailing, and I can't remember. I have to look at the courses. But anyway, that's that.
And how did he propose?
He didn't really propose. He's the most unromantic, over the phone. Then he sends me an engagement ring. He wasn't going to get me an engagement. I said, I'm sorry. It's the least you can do. Sent it through the mail.
Regular mail?
Regular mail. To my little room, my $17 room at the event.
What did he say on the phone? We should get married?
Yeah, I guess we'd sort of been talking about it off and on. So then, by then he was in UDT down in Coronado. So how did we?
How long was he a regular naval?
4 years, 4.5 years.
Before he went into UDT?
No, that's total. Then he had 24 years reserve.
What,
right?
Did he go directly into UDT for basic training? Was that his basic training?
Oh no. He was an ensign. He went to in Connecticut. Where do they go? Ensign school. You know his story. He loved to tell that on application he put ENG, which was English major, and they thought it was engineering. So that's how he got into the, it's not ROTC, it's N, anyway, it's whatever they do, to come out with being an ensign. So that's what he was doing on those ships. And then how he got down, I don't remember, Coronado, how or why he got into UDT, except he's competitive and likes swimming and whatever. He didn't want to be on a submarine or a battleship or anything like that.
So his alternative was to go through and become a frogman?
You would have to ask him. I don't know. So then, where to get married, and I don't know if Daddy knew this or went to McCormick Seminary with this guy. They had the Presbyterian Church in downtown San Francisco. So long story short of it, Daddy flew out. I flew down. I left the Evangeline and came down to San Francisco, and Sam came up from Coronado. And Betty Ann, my mother who had never flown, was scared to death of flying. Betty Ann and Frank went over and packed a suitcase and put her on an airplane, essentially, and flew her out, so she was there. And Sam's grandmother and mother were there. None of them, or the mother anyway, smiled. She never smiled either. Woman never smiled.
Where was his grandmother from?
Peoria, Illinois.
What are your recollections of that?
No, nothing particularly pleasant or unpleasant, except the grandmother came out after Brad was born. And, what was it? I had a terrible time nursing Brad because they had staph infection in the hospital, and so in those days they didn't have the, I guess, antibiotics or what they have nowadays. So I never saw him. I mean, he was never brought to me until we went home 3 days later. And he'd had a bottle. Did not want to have anything to do with me. So Sam he went to the drugstore and we got a breast pump and we did all this stuff, and I tried for 3 weeks. It didn't work. So, but anyway, she came out and just kind of made things a little difficult. She tried to be nice. She did a lot of cooking and stuff, which is nice, but...
Did your parents come out?
I'm trying to think. Mother came out in the beginning. I think the grandmother came out later. You know, I can't remember whether she came out before I had Brad or whether... Because Mother came out. I don't remember that part of it. Who came when and what.
And was Sam away a lot with the Navy in those early years of marriage?
That's when he went up to Barrow, Alaska.
How long was he there?
I was alone. We'd just been married. He went up there soon after. And I was in the apartment alone. And that is when I did Jack LaLanne. I was determined to... I was thin already, but I was determined to get really thin. And I made myself a white sheath dress for when he came back. And I must say, I was stunningly thin. Like 118 pounds. And I had gotten a cat by then. And I didn't know whether Sam would like that, but that was good.
You got it anyway.
I got it. Well, he was gone. I was lonesome.
What was the cat's name?
That was Muffin. Our first one was Muffin. And he was black, but he had a white M. So that's why he was Muffin. And he was killed when I was like 3 months pregnant with Brad. And I, very honestly, didn't really care. We had let her out, or she'd been out before, but some teenager came down 7th Avenue flying and Muffin got hit. It was a Sunday. I'll never forget it. That was sad. Our other cat was Scamper. And we had Scamper over on Boise Avenue in Claremont when your father went to get his master's degree at San Diego State.
When did Scamper come? Relative to Brad.
Oh, Brad and Jackie. Oh, now wait a minute. We got Blackie, and we still had Scamper. We had Scamper. I don't remember when I actually got Scamper. Maybe I got him again when we were at the apartments in Coronado. But anyway, the reason I know we still had Scamper was I remember we got little Blackie, a toy Manchester Terrier, this big. And Scamper was a big cat. But we made Scamper stay outside, and he would look through the door at this little dog running around. He wasn't happy. Anyway. Yeah, so Jackie and Peter were there then. They were 18 months apart. They were both born in Coronado. Brad. Did I say Peter? Yep. You came 9 years after Jackie.
And where did you live in Coronado?
In Coronado? We lived in two places. The first one was 6th Street, and then the other one was behind the Coronado, no, it was a famous Mexican restaurant. And I managed the apartment units there. There were 15 apartment units.
You were the managers.
I was the manager. Oh, made sure, got them cleaned and all that. So your father was in school.
So you were managing the staff? Or did you do
there wasn't any staff. I was the staff. I worked for the realtor who owned them.
You did the daily cleaning.
I didn't clean. I had people come clean. And then I'd go in afterwards and do what they didn't do. Yeah. And then Jackie was born, and I know your father told you many stories about how he had an exam that day and he went and got an A or something. Yeah. And there's a picture of Brad. I've got that big picture. I think I sent it to you for this thing for Brad. It's Brad, Sam holding Brad with his hands up. It's his first rain. You remember that picture? It was cute. I love that picture. That was down, Jackie is convinced that we're all poisoned because she said it's near one of those electrical substations or something. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Damage is done.
A lot of electric fields.
Yeah.